Hello and welcome back everybody to the Human Reignition project. We have Chinese food with us, we are back on our way to the, I guess, convenience store. And yeah, let's see what happens. The warm takeout bag feels good against my arms, and before long I'm back out the front of the store. Still clinging my freezing hands to the bag, I rush inside and am met with the familiar warmth of central heating. By the way, that ain't a thing in Germany, central heating. Maybe like 2% of the households. I was totally shocked when I learned that this is a major thing in Japan and the US and stuff like that. I thought this is some outsider thing, you know? Some crazy people have that. I was really shocked when I learned that. I'm happy to be here for once, even if it is just to get out of the cold. Judging by the bike resting against the store window, I'm not the only one. Oh, new probable love interest, I suppose. Leaning against the counter is a slender girl, bundled up in a jacket and a scarf. Her face is red from the cold, forming a rosy flush on her cheeks and nose, contrasting with her bright blue eyes. I don't really see it. Ah, now I see it, okay. Noticing me, she gives a warm smile. Responding with a small nod and a smile of my own, I head behind the counter to stash away the food. A customer right here, and no Kyotaro in sight. I hastily retie my apron. I can't really complain, she's the youngest customer I've seen for a long time. Her long hair twines around her scarf before curling and frizzing at the ends, probably thanks to the cold. I don't blame anyone for looking a bit disheveled in this weather, and honestly, it's kind of cute. Yeah, actually, I really like her portrait. The picture here, her sprite or portrait or whatever you call it, looks again a bit different though. Ah. Yo, Ken! Kyou emerges from the back, giving me a wave devoid of guilt. Where were you? I just had to go out back for a minute to take off your uniform. How are you going to serve customers in that? I can't eat with my uniform on. That would be unprofessional. Anyway, where's the food? Kyou comes snooping behind the counter, but I snatch the bag from its hiding place. If you think you're getting any of this, you have another thing coming. Ah, come on, man. I was only gone for a minute. Besides, we haven't had any customers since you left. No customers, huh? Then tell me, Kyou. I lean in and lower my voice to a whisper. What do you call her? Who, Setsuna? She's not a customer, dude. I look at the girl. My gaze is met with a short cough and a small, awkward wave. She's a friend of yours? Before he has a chance to respond, the girl pushes herself against the counter and into our makeshift meeting area. Name is, probably not Setsuna, but Setsuna. Okay. You know, Japanese pronunciation and stuff. Name is Setsuna. Setsuna Nasunaga. Pleasure to meet ya. Okay, you're from the Texas part of Japan. Her forwardness leaves me off guard and I step back to regain my personal space. Hi? They both stare. I'm Ken. Ken Senkawa. I work here. So you're the infamous Ken. I always thought you would be taller. It sounds like a joke, but she has several centimeters on me, so I feel a twinge of embarrassment. So yeah, that's Setsuna. I knew you wouldn't mind, so I went ahead and made dinner plans with her. Sorry if I'm barging in. He didn't tell me he'd still be on the clock. She shoots Kyou a dirty look, which he artfully dodges by looking in another direction. I guess it is not a problem. I doubt anyone is going to drop by this dump for the rest of the night. Hey man, come on. This really doesn't look like a dump. This looks actually like a nice store. I mean, a bit futuristic and a bit lifeless, and, you know, all grey and, you know, that's not really my thing, but in general it looks like a normal store. Perfect! Now that we're all acquainted, let's eat. Practically salivating, Kyou snatches the bag from my hands and digs through it. Do you need chairs? Nah, I'll be fine. If I get tired, I can always sit on Kyou. Uh-huh. By the way, Ken, this is for you. Kyou slides the smallest of the 3 boxes over to my side of the counter. It stops right on the edge. Don't say your old buddy Kyou doesn't care about ya. Judging by the portion size, he must not care a whole lot. Thanks. I flop down on the chair and spin around, so I'm facing Kurt with my back to the others. Ah, you're not going to eat with us? I'm no fun to eat with. I just don't want to have to try making awkward small talk with her. You are kind of a dick, really. You are kind of a dick. You don't even deserve a better friend than Kyou. Like, for real, you don't even deserve a better friend. But she seems strangely disappointed, deflating as I look back to Kurt. Is she that broken up over someone she just met not eating with her? Come on, Ken, she's not going to bite. Probably. Fine, fine. Still in the chair, I scoot over so I can pop my food on the counter. I'm not standing up though. Life returns to Setsuna. A knowing smile spreads across her face, with no attempt made to hide it. Why do I feel like I was played? We snap apart our chopsticks and dig in. As usual, Kyou's table manners leave everything to be desired. He scarfs down his food so fast that I doubt he even tastes it. I look over at Setsuna, expecting a mirror image of Kyou. Surprisingly, she is managing to keep some of refinement while matching his pace. It's reassuring to know that there are people who can chew with their mouth closed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a dick, but he's right about that. She catches me staring, and I look back down at my noodles. By the way, Ken, what took you so long? You got lost? They were a bit busier than usual. Poor Hitomi was struggling to keep up. Kyou stuffs a chunk of food into the corner of his mouth. I tell ya. He stops to chew. I would hate being a waiter. Just one step away from being a manservant. Always waiting on people, only stopping to smile while they take 10 minutes to figure out what they want. I mean, I could totally do it, and it would be great, but I wouldn't want to, you know? Setsuna chimes in, having already devoured almost half of her meal. Oh please, if you can hardly keep up with me when we run, how would you keep up with all those orders? Hey now, I just keep a nice and steady pace so I don't burn out. You should try it sometime. Right, and I'm sure you would keep a nice and steady pace while taking orders. You got Kyou to run? Did you dangle some food in front of him? Believe it or not, smartass, I took the initiative. Setsuna looks on, barely containing her laughter as Kyou beams with pride. Shall we tell him how we met then, Kyou? So you're no love interest. Or maybe you are, and Ken is even worse than I thought. Kyou shrinks into the background, blood rushing to his face. Nah, it's fine. Ken wouldn't be interested in hearing about it, isn't that right, Ken? I nod and turn back to Kurt. The novelty of imagining Kyou run is already gone. The conversation falls off as we focus on eating. Save for the formless drone on the TV and the shop's ambient buzz, there is silence. Kyou and I are used to it, but Setsuna is squirming as she shifts her eyes back and forth, apparently waiting for one of us to talk. We don't. Finally, with a weak cough, she breaks the silence. But yeah, I guess you could say I like running and stuff. Biking too. It's a respectable attempt to rejuvenate the conversation, but Kyou is too busy inhaling his food to respond, and I'm not exactly paying attention. Still, I feel for the poor girl and throw her a bone. Oh, so you're into stuff like that? Sorry, Setsuna. However, she snatches the opportunity. Oh, totally. I really like that kind of stuff. You know, roller skating, yoga, brisk walks, skydiving, Jesus. What? I do a double take while Kyou almost spits out his food. Gotcha. Well, that was actually a good one. She wanted to get back their attention. That was a good one. Setsuna gives a Cheshire grin and snickers to herself. It was definitely funnier when Kyou was on the receiving end of her teasing. That's Setsuna for you. Stay on your toes around her. Would have been nice knowing that earlier. Ah, you'll learn pretty quick that I'm only messing around. You're a quick learner, right, Ken? Setsuna's eyes snap to the TV, apparently more interested in the airing commercial than my response. Kurt is playing an ad for a phone service with unsurpassed connectivity and support. Oh yeah. Setsuna reaches into her back pocket and unfolds a wrinkled piece of paper. There was a man who was hiding these out downturn earlier. That commercial just reminded me. She spreads it on the counter. It's crumpled with a few small pieces torn from the corner. Technology and the decline of society. Why you should listen before it's too late. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that, this is already a thing these days. Of course, it's probably even more prominent, more important, more people who talk about that in the future, you know. A piece of paper? It's a flyer, genius. Swallowing the last of his food, Kyou wipes his hands and leans over. For what? Looks like a seminar. Yep, the guy handing them out said he was gonna talk about this Thursday at the convention center. Sounds like one of those things where a homeless guy sells you something while his kid steals your wallet. That's oddly specific. Have you been pickpocketed before? Or recently? No, but maybe you have. What kind of comeback was that? Setsuna scoffs at my remark, but cheeks her back pocket anyway. Checks cheeks. I mean, cheeks, back pocket. That has something to do with each other, but you know, not in this context. Well, he can't be too homeless. The convention center is pretty classy, and I know class when I see it. Clearly. He's probably one of those eccentrics. You know, weird people with money. Say here that attendees get a complimentary mystery gift if they make it through the whole thing. Yeah, that sounds more like scam. This is sounding more and more like a scam. Oh, well, at least we have the same thought here, Ken. Do you actually want to go to this, Setsuna? Thinking about it, who knows what kind of weird folk might show up to something like that. That is a big reason not to go. Do you guys want to tag along? I'll pass. It doesn't seem like my kind of thing. Kyou? If it turns out to be a bust, we can just ditch it. You drive a hard bargain. But I think I have a shift that day. Ken, do I work that day? Yes. Sorry, Setsuna, you heard the man. Damn, I kind of wanted to go too. It's for the best. You'd be squirming to get out of there after 5 minutes. You guys are boring. Boring? I'm practically Mr. Excitement. But even Mr. Excitement has to earn a living. I glance up at the old analog clock. Well, start packing up, Mr. Excitement. We close in 5. Technically, we should wait the remaining 5 minutes. But if nobody's there anyway, I mean, who cares really? Instead, we do what we always do and fudge the numbers. We both have keys, but I clean up and walk out with Setsuna, leaving Kyou to lock up. Is Kyou walking you home, or should I call a cab? Chivalry has been dead for a long time, Ken. It doesn't need you to bring it back. She gives me a smile and a wink. Besides, I got my trusty bike here to see me home safely. She picks it up and hops on. With a kick to the stand, it starts rolling. Nice meeting you. Let's hang out again sometime. Oh yeah, nice meeting you too. With a wave, Setsuna rides into the night. Let's hang out again, huh? A short time later, I'm back at my apartment complex. The sidewalk is stained where rusty water has dripped off the balcony railings. Decaying leaves choke the gutters of the parking lot, along with off-white paint chips that have peeled from the building. Condition aside, the rent isn't bad, and it's only a couple of blocks from work. I climb to my floor, holding my breath so I don't smell the ammonia, Jesus, and stale garbage, Jesus. It'd be wrong to judge my apartment by its exterior. Inside, it's even worse. Man, I have seen worse. I mean... Yeah, okay, the shelf over the couch is a bit, not hanging where it should be hanging, but except for that, it's kinda okay, I guess. The carpet is a mess of stains, spatters and blotches. Tiles are missing from the bathroom handles. Handles are gone from drawers, and a couple of power outlets are just gaping holes. There's a rustling as I slug through piles of discarded clothing and paper plates before plopping onto the couch. Work leaves me too drained for how little I do. Rolling onto my side, I scan the shelves beside the TV when my film collection is cramped. That is a film collection? These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes? Or are you talking about a different shelf? I don't know. They're the only thing I could call a passion. Wild action flicks, sleep-stopping horror, even ancient Swedish art films. My favorites, though, are the romantic comedies. Wow. You're a manly-ass man, aren't you? They're good romantic comedies, don't get me wrong. But you know, he seems to be kind of, you know, always sarcastic, always in a bad mood, a little bit like that. Romantic comedy isn't the first thing I would think he would watch, you know. There's something so optimistic about them that the crappy plots and corny dialogue don't even matter. Okay, we're back to normal. I put one on, but first there's something I need to do. The bathroom light buzzes for a second, then flicks on. Digging through the clutter of empty shampoo and conditioner bottles in my cabinet, I pull out the can hidden in the back. Prying it open with a teaspoon sends some iron gray blacks floating out. Ambrosidone. I scoop some of the powder into a plastic cup, douse it in tap water, and after hesitating for a second, swallow it. What is ambrosidone? Is that some kind of drug, or why is he hiding it? Ah, the familiar putrid sludge fills my mouth, and I spit under running tap water to clear my throat. At least the effects are worth it. The talk with Setsuna reminded me of a rom-com about an Olympic runner, and I searched for it in the mess of boxes. Only an acquaintance of Kyou could eat a dinner at someone else's work so comfortably. Of course, being one of Kyou's friends meant she was bound to be a nut. She confirmed it with that whole technology thing. You are not a little bit judgmental, my friend. You are not a little bit judgmental. Who would waste time going to that? Pulling out the film, I crouch and feed it into the player. I catch sight of my reflection in the TV screen. Hunched over in my empty apartment, I look... Now. And no, it's how I always look. I throw myself back onto the couch and listen to the film's opening theme lit off. A weight pushes down on my brain, and the film's title bulges from the screen, shattering into prismatic showers that whirl around in a spiral. Gravity grows, pushing me down. My body melts into the couch and ceases to exist. I am disembodied consciousness. I watch the film. I am the film. One with running and flying into dreams of a cloudless sky. A few days later, whoops, that was random. A few days I'm back at work. Boss decided to make an appearance. He insisted on making the counter and told me to go and make myself useful. Now I'm stuck restocking the shelves. I can see how Kyou spent so long doing it. The changes are so insignificant that I'm really just killing time. Boss is happy as long as it looks like I'm busy. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus, you really like a grumpy boss. Perfect. Hey, are you still working? Crap, I must be less convincing than I thought. Yes, boss, I'm not really used to this. Bah, you work behind the counter too much and you'll get sloppy. Got to change things up for you sometimes. I'm doing you a favor. He seems proud of himself. I can't tell if he's serious. He gives the cans I've been rearranging a hard stare, sighs, and then makes a show of straightening a couple. I can't even see a difference. Presentation is 9/10 of the sale, Can. Remember that. Here we go. You know how much they pay people to design these labels? All that money just to come up with a way to write beans. And they do it because they know how important presentation is. This rustic look pulls in people nostalgic for more natural food. See what you need to... I tune out. Once boss gets going, he doesn't stop until he's out of breath. He would go on for hours if I just nodded every few seconds. Sneaky about it too. They use fancy focus groups so they know which shade of green sells the most. Things that you and I wouldn't even think about. On and on and on. He acts like he is wise, but I think he's just making it up. Yeah, a lot of people like these do this. It's why they don't ever put pictures of animals on cans that aren't pet food. Funny to think about, right? Boss smirks. I nod again, and he seems satisfied. Oh, and while I remember, there's some trash I need you to take out. I never thought I would be so glad to take out the garbage. By the time I have the bags through the front door, he's back behind the counter, feet up and staring blankly at Kurt. I'm focused on tossing empty Chinese boxes into the dumpster when a voice interrupts me. Since when did you get so proactive? About time you showed up. Boss is here. What? Yeah, apparently he was in the area. Crap. Did he see any of those? No. Just keep your mouth shut and we'll be fine. Is he talking about the boxes with Chinese food? Damn it all. You've got it easy. Do you know how many of his lectures I have had to sit through? Kyou shudders. I'm scared to ask. Here, let me give you a hand. I'm surprised by Kyou's generosity. Then I realize he's stalling. I can't blame him. Long time no see, boss. You miss me? Uh-huh. While I was gone, boss became engrossed in his news tablet. I take the opportunity to reclaim my usual counter seat. It is like a game, waiting to see how long it takes him to realize Kyou and I aren't working. Boys, we have a problem. I was reading over the inventory sheet and we're missing a significant number of shelved items. It's theft. Now I don't know who it is and I don't want to think it's an inside job. But you and boys need to be careful. Well, really I want you to catch the bastards, but I'll be realistic. It wouldn't be a problem if he installed real security cameras. The fakes ones only worked until Kyou realized they didn't. You can't stop all thefts. They are an unavoidable part of business. But if you see somebody in the act, take him down. Kyotaro? I don't think Kyou's got any of that. He's been staring out of the window for a while now. Huh? What did I just say? He snaps to attention. Theft is bad. Catch criminals. Don't go crazy with it. Right? Boss blinks in surprise. I don't blame him. You kids need to look at people when they're talking to you. It's good manners. Anyway, I want Kyotaro to take an inventory. Tomorrow, I mean. I already did it today. I have to get going, but I'll check in on you later. Wow, he is slow, but the moving is awesome. Kyotaro and I wait to see if he's actually gone. It wouldn't be the first time he reappeared right after leaving. Eventually, we both relax. You know he was talking about you, right? I have no idea what you mean. Kyotaro begins unwrapping a candy bar. I can't believe he trusts you with the inventory. It's like giving water to a man dying of thirst and then asking where the water keeps going. Nah, I only eat the cheap stuff. If it's anything expensive, I'll put some money in the register. In a way, Kyotaro's our best customer. Or at least the most frequent. Boss has no proof that he's eating the stock, but he seems to have suspicions. Of me as well. Just take it easy, alright? He won't notice if it's one or two things, but he isn't dumb. Of course, Ken. Everything in moderation. He takes another candy from the shelf. The kind restaurants throw in with a free meal. I guess even Kyou has a moral code. And with that news, I think we're gonna end the episode here. So, that was actually a good one. I can't imagine though, if the boss knows that there is major theft in his convenience store, why wouldn't he install real cameras? I mean, I know we learned that business is not going well, but still, come on. Like, when there's stuff stolen all the time, you really should install real cameras. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.